Frank Giavella with The Contending. The surprise critical and commercial hit of 2026 so far has to be Curry Barker's supernatural horror indie Obsession, which boasts this mesmerizing performance by this guy right here, Michael Johnston. I'm happy to have him here. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you so much. I'm
Uh,
happy to be here.
so, Obsession and Leviticus are my two favorite films of 2026, and they're both horror movies, which for me is a shocker.
Wow, yeah, I mean, and that's so funny because I moderated one of their Q&As and I got to meet um I got to meet the director and the two lead actors and they were so sweet and wonderful. So yeah, no, it's a good time for horror right now.
It is. It really is. I was speaking to Richard Gadd a couple weeks ago about his sudden fame with Baby Reindeer and how surreal it was. How all of a sudden he's tossed into this fame frenzy. I'm curious, how are you managing to navigate it all?
That's a great question. I think that it's definitely weird to go outside of my normal stomping grounds and to be stopped by people. I'm definitely a person that likes to feel anonymous, but at the same time, the fact that people have connected with my art and our movie that I'm so proud of, it's just the coolest thing ever, and it's the biggest compliment. And for the most part, people have been incredibly nice, and it's sort of just surreal, you know, and people are having really big reactions, they're not just like,
Mm.
oh hey, congrats, like they're like jaw dropping, like running across the street and freaking out. So it's an honor.
It's incredible, and it's a movie that it's unheard of at the box office that it just actually keeps making more money each week.
You know, yeah, and it's gotten silly at this point. It's like I see some of the stuff, people are tracking it, and it's a thing. Everyone's just like, did you see it made this yesterday, made this yesterday, made this yesterday? At this point, it's just become numb. But yeah, I think that for a long time now, people are going to be dissecting all of this and trying to figure out, like, how did they do it? What did we do again? Yeah, how do we do this again?
I'm guessing that you're being bombarded with offers now. How do you go about choosing what you do next?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a lot of opportunities and meetings scheduled. I mean, I've started, taking meetings with different people. That's been really fun, and I think that right now it's really important what I want to do next, like to be really, careful with what I choose. I really want to choose roles that I love that like also are different from the character that I played, like so I'm just meeting everyone, reading the scripts, and I'm just sort of not in a rush. I'm not in a rush to make any kind of a decision. And again, it's like it's so cool that people are connecting with the film, and I think the part of it that I'm enjoying the most is that I'm able to have conversations about eh, art and storytelling with all of these people on such a high level, and it's really cool.
That's amazing. And it's funny because they're all trying to figure out what the formula was here. And honestly, it's just great storytelling, great actors, a great filmmaker. It's as simple as that.
Well, yeah, but also you have to just consider the timing of it too, because it's like when the movie comes out and the fact that like what distributor picked it up and we got Focus Features, and they
Yeah.
they did a remarkable job with the advertising campaign, and um they I think that so many things had to go right that a lot of it you can make good decisions and hope for the best, but like I think we just like kind of lightning in a bottle,
Lightning
right?
in a
In
bottle.
some ways, but I think, but you're right. Like at the core of it, it's just Curry put together this Curry and the producers. They put together all these people that Curry has this background with his YouTube sketch comedy channel and Cooper, and they brought on plenty of people that they've worked with before, and they chose the crew and the actors that really just resonated with the story. We were all on the same wavelength. I got to say, like the creative energy and wavelength on the set was something I've never experienced before. Like I think I've said this before, but I'm going to be chasing that experience for a really, really long time for the next projects that I go on. That's why I'm being really careful with like whatever I decide is my next move. But
That
man, it was awesome.
that's really smart. And yeah, and it's the people you're working with too, that
Yep.
makes so much of a difference.
Yeah, we're all such great friends. We're all going to a concert tonight. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Who are you going to see?
we're going to see Kid Cudi at the Crypto. He reached out because he loves the film, and I think he just wants us all to come and have fun. I think it's gonna be a blast.
My God, how great is that? So let's backtrack a little.
Yeah.
You read the script. What was it about Bear that made you say, okay, I need to play this part?
It was definitely the way that he comes off really charming and a little you want to root for him, and then all of a sudden he starts making these insane decisions and you're just like really confused about how to feel about him, and then you're left wondering, well, is his arc, like, is he going to be redeemed? Like what, it's almost like you read it for, well, I read it for the first time, and um it was like, wait, can this be right? Like, what the hell just happened? And I had to go back and read it again. And I love that it was it was such a such a great take on the nice guy trope,
Yeah.
and such a refreshing and like bold choice to have him be the villain essentially. And then there's a lot of really nuanced conversations happening about like, well, like what kind of villain, like is he the villain? I think, like, yes, I think he's the villain, but it's also like how evil is he? And so that's what I love about the script, is that it really leaves it up to you, the audience, to kind of like judge uh judge Bear mostly. And it's just igniting all of these conversations, and people are, I try not to read the comments, but people are getting into it online. I've
Oh
even been out
God.
in public and heard people at restaurants just like arguing about it, and I'm just like trying to like
That's
hide.
that's so great. And well, I mean, can't we all relate to like sabotaging things and unrequited love? I mean, these are all relatable things, I think.
Yeah, that those are the key things that we like. I think that you feel like you can relate to him, or that you want to root for him because you've either been through something like this, with the unrequited love, or you've seen someone, or most of us probably know how it feels to have a crush on somebody and to be too afraid to say something.
Oh God.
But
Yeah.
yeah, right? I mean, I certainly do, but you just watch him, and then you see the decisions he's making, and there's also a lot of rewatchability to this movie. You can really kind of dive in, and that's really what it was for me. Is just like there's so much going on. The film has so much to say about things that are very relevant today. The loneliness, and the way that this young generation is navigating dating, and
Yeah.
consent, and all of those things. And those are really big, those are really touchy topics, and Curry wasn't afraid to go there, and it was really refreshing.
Process wise, I'm curious, are you good with snapping out of character when you hear cut, or did you end up taking some of Bear
Mm,
home with you?
that's a great question. Essentially, yes, I think I'm good with like snapping out of it. But a lot of this movie is really deeply intense. Also, the order that we filmed was that we shot all of the things that happen at Bear's house in the first 2 weeks of the film. That was
Okay.
half of our shooting. So we would go in and we'd be shooting some of the most intense scenes. I would say during that period, you know, you're covered in blood and things are crazy, and then you snap out of it. You're not like, haha, you're definitely kind of carrying around, for me, when my body is, even if I'm acting, I'm experiencing those emotions, like my body doesn't necessarily know that it's not real. My heart is really beating really fast. So it was really important to me early on to learn how to sort of wind down when I got home. There wasn't very much time. I had to go home, learn my lines for the next day, and maybe if I'm lucky, I got 6 hours of sleep during that shoot. And that's just, indie filmmaking. That's what it was. But I think that it depends on the project that I'm working on specifically. I would say for this one, because Bear is in every scene, it was really hard for me to let go. I think I just kind of walked around depressed for a month. But I will say I loved it, because it wasn't my depression that I was carrying around. It was a character. And I think that I am on some level able to differentiate that. Like I always knew that I was okay and that I was safe. But yeah, I really like to get into it. Not quite method, but I like to be in the moment.
It's funny you talk about your body, like,
Hmm.
and how, because you watch some of like on stage, I saw John Lithgow in Giant, and he has some of these like incredible moments where he's shouting and screaming, and I'm like, how does this guy not have a stroke? It's like,
Well, John Lithgow, I'm jealous. I would love to see that. Yeah, no, for sure. I think, what's funny about that is, in my opinion, the biggest moments are the ones that I have the most fun. Like, for example, Indy, who plays Nikki, she kept telling me that she was having a blast, like she was just like doing all these crazy things, and she's so good at it. It's
ah,
really, especially because she's not the biggest consumer of horror. Like she's very sensitive when it comes to that stuff. Like she loves it, but it's like she gets like scared, like she's spooked kind of, and that's really fun. Of course, we had a lot of fun, but she just like turns it on and she's having a blast. And so for Bear, for my character in the movie, the big scenes that you'll see me screaming and running around, whatever, those are really fun. The ones that really get to you, in my opinion, are the long and slow, sort of just like little moments. Those are the ones that you kind of have to carry around. And I think it's because like when you're screaming or when something crazy has happened, it's just you're fully not really thinking about it. But when you're contemplating your life or decisions that you're making, that those are the scenes that I carried home the most. I don't know if that makes sense,
no,
but
it makes total sense because then the
yeah.
camera's coming in close and we have to read
Yeah.
what's going on.
Right. It's like there's way more going on internally. Like anybody can scream or react to some big thing happening, but it's really all the other moments when you're just kind of being, when you're sitting in a character and you're just being them.
Yeah.
Those are the moments when you're probably internalizing things the most.
You and Indy have this amazing chemistry, and she's incredible, but you basically, I think, had a more difficult role because you had to play it authentically and ground Bear in as much reality as possible, considering these like fantastical circumstances. That couldn't have been easy.
No, it wasn't easy. And like, it's funny because it's so I will say from my experience playing the more like indie played the represented the horror on the screen. She was literally not not just to hear me out. She was literally the monster,
Hmm.
right? Not the villain, but literally the monster. And she was flipping back and forth. And like, she's just so good at that. It's like, that's why she was cast. Like, she was just so good at that. But you are right in the sense of like that we're using completely different like skill sets almost to play like it was really essential for us to have an incredible chemistry, and we did. And I talk about this all the time, how when we were in the audition together for the first time, we just kind of jumped right into it, and it was very clear to everyone in the room that, like, on a chemistry level, like for a love level, that we should not be together, that was like a
Mm,
brother sister kind of energy. And I think that's what really kind of got us the roles. And, coming back to like the performances, she was just doing a whole different thing, and her job was completely different from mine, and my job was to keep things grounded for her big crazy performances, that she's just so brilliant at doing that. It's my job to be the audience, in that if I don't believe it, you don't believe it. And it's a really hard thing to do. It's a very it's a very tiny little nuanced like decision that could change things from being believable to not being believable.
yeah.
And just thank you for I appreciate you for recognizing that, because I worked so hard. Me, Indy, and Curry, and the rest of the team, we had so many conversations about this, and we had so many conversations that on the day we were all free to
Mm,
just do our thing. And that's, in my opinion, I mean, look, that's the beauty of indie movie making, right?
that's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it's glorious. Yeah, and
Yeah.
when you get something like this, it's interesting. I've had conversations with people where, everybody has their own little picky thing about the movie where they're like, "Oh my God, the head smashing scene, which was unbelievable."
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Uh,
Yeah.
my thing was I kept saying to myself, please don't let it end in a way where he ends up like reversing everything. And it didn't happen. And I thought, yay, okay, we were true to
Okay.
what was happening. That was like my big deal. Like, I'm always about the ending.
Yeah,
Uh,
of course.
and I thought this movie ended so well.
I agree with you. I think that Curry has been very clear that he never wanted Bear to be the hero. We've all seen that story where, at the end of the day, he comes back, but we never wanted Bear is not. It's not a redeeming arc for him. And the ending of this movie is so satisfying.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know, but there were slightly different versions. I mean, for Indy's character Nikki specifically, we first shot the version where she actually does go through with pulling the trigger with the gun,
Oh,
and that was really dark. And we did it with the real blood splatter and everything, and it looked we were just quiet after the director called cut on that one. But then we were like, well, let's do one where she lives, and ultimately, like, we only did one or two takes of it, and she nailed it. And in some ways it was even more devastating, because now she's got to deal with like all her friends dead in front of her, and what's going to happen to her next. Probably going to go to jail, like, I don't know. but
mm,
but but specifically for like Bear's ending, since the story is kind of through his perspective, um when we're the bathroom scene, one of my other favorite scenes of the film,
yeah.
there was no dialogue, and he's just going through the motions of like deciding what he wants to do. He's a coward, and he's gonna try to. But I think that like taking the pills wasn't necessarily him. It wasn't redeeming. It wasn't him doing the right thing, but it was at least his one chance to at least like make a decision that wasn't like completely and totally wrong, like at least free her. So when we were filming that, we did a version where he doesn't try to puke up the pills, and it was just that he takes the pills, and then she makes the wish, and he's out of it. So I actually came up with the idea that he changes his mind and tries to get rid of the pills.
I love that.
And yeah, and Curry, I told Curry what it was, and we were literally being like kicked out of the house because like we were out of money, like we had to get out of there. And he was like, "Roll, roll, roll, go!" And we just got one really quick, and it was so good. And then I was just kind of unsure of like which one's going to make it into the movie, but he picked that one, and that also just speaks to the collaborative process that Curry kind of allowed to bring to the set. Like he had so many ideas, and he had basically already edited the movie in his head before it was even shot. And so we would always get his vision, and usually that's what worked. But then there'd be moments where he's like, "Hey, let's try something else," and plenty of those moments made it into the film. And so it was really an honor, and as an actor, it was really rewarding to feel like I was also part of you know the
Collaboration.
Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think Curry's are so smart for, I don't know, picking the right people and then letting us do our thing and trusting us, and then we trust him. Like plenty. I know I'm like hijacking your interview,
No.
but I want to say this. There are the horror moments of the most like technical moments where the scares. Those moments are very technical. They don't feel scary when we're filming them. So we have to completely trust the director that this is working because we're like, it's not really dark. It looks dark in the movie. It's not dark while we're filming. That's all in post. So all of those moments, that's all him. Like he killed it.
I love it. I love and never worry about hijacking an interview because it's about you. If the journalist is making it about him, I'm not going to
No,
mention
no.
any late night
No,
host
you have
names.
such oh my God. You have such great questions, so I want you to get them out.
I appreciate that. Well, I have to applaud you for being out and showing, especially gay young people.
Oh, I
Um,
wasn't sure what you meant. I was like outside. Oh, right.
well, I mean, like Jonathan Bailey out there, and there are a bunch of others. You're showing them that an actor's an actor, and it doesn't matter what part that actor plays. But you can also admit to being who you are, and I think it's very much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you. When it comes to acting and playing characters, the character sexuality is there are some stories where it is part of like this is what the movie is about. The movie is about sexuality, and I'm very, very looking forward to my queer story. I'm gonna, I will do it one day. It's gonna be so rewarding because I've had quite a journey with my self acceptance, especially coming from North Carolina in the Bible Belt.
Mhm.
But I'll just say that I don't think about it too much when it comes to the roles I play. It's part of who the character is, and to me, it's like, do I connect with the character? Do I connect with the story? But at the same time, you're right. Like the representation is really important because I remember being younger when I was a teenager, and there weren't as many out other younger, people to look up to. There were some, but there weren't as many. And every time I came across one on TV, it made me feel so much better about myself. And I know what a big deal that is, especially playing like gay characters on like I played in a couple movies and on the Teen Wolf and everything.
Yeah.
I've gotten so many messages and letters from people, and so yeah, I just kind of made the decision that I have nothing to hide. I'm just gonna be who I am and continue to tell stories. But like I said, I am really looking forward to one day um, telling a really good queer story. Honestly, it's on my bucket list.
I love it. Great. I mean, because wasn't it something when you watched a film where there was a gay
Mm.
character and then you Wikipedia'd them and they turned out to be gay? It was such like this incredible feeling, right?
Yeah, it just felt like it just felt like a weight off your shoulders. It makes you just feel like I mean, everyone has a different experience. There's so many different experience. I can't
Yeah.
speak to like the LGBTQAI plus. There's so many different things, right? And like, yes, I welcome them all under this umbrella. We all like have love and space for each other. But I can't speak to like I identify as gay. I think like queer. I feel like you just take the label that fits you the most, and like I think mine is gay. I think that's the one I felt most comfortable with. Um, but there are so many different experiences out there under that umbrella. that I'm constantly learning from. And you're right, like there are more than ever now. There's more and more films and shows and people, and like I'm sitting back and I'm learning, but like it is surreal to kind of be one of those people that other people can look up to. I mean, I'm so honored. I'm so grateful.
I love I feel it. I feel it. And you're enjoying
Yeah.
this, which you should be.
Yeah.
Okay, so fanboy wise, has there been anybody that's reached out to you or that you've met that you've always wanted to meet?
Oh man. Yes, you know, you're putting me on the spot right now. I mean, look, there have been so many Instagram messages from people, someone that I've always wanted to meet. Well, I think probably I'm so bad. Like I'm so scared of when like Letterbox comes up and asks me my top four, because not only do I
Oh,
change it all the time, not only do I change it all the time, I'm just like gonna have to pull out my phone. But
you know what you
I'm
do? You know what you do, Michael?
what
You come up
what
with that one
tattoo? I'm
film
kidding.
that has changed your life, because I have the one. And then
What's yours? Wait,
mine
what's yours?
mine is actually from 1975. It's Robert Altman's Nashville. If you've never
No, I
seen
haven't
it,
seen it. I
see
guess
it.
I'll have to add it.
It's
All right,
amazing. It's
I'm gonna
this
put it on my watch list.
great piece of filmmaking, but you come up with that one that you know has changed you. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest changed my life too, by the way.
Oh, I
But
love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just add the others as you go along.
Yeah, but to answer your question, I don't want to like name drop or anything, but I definitely have been able to secure meetings with some of my favorite directors, and they're coming up, and I am just like pinching myself. I can't believe it. Like, oh my God, like, did you see Steven Spielberg praising Obsession? There are
Yes.
these videos out of there are all these amazing directors that are praising Obsession. Like I've become numb to the thing. I read something new every day, and I'm just like, you know what? This is funny. The first time I saw that was Steven Spielberg. This is the literal thought that went through my mind. Oh, he loved Obsession. Like, did he see me in it?
Okay.
I know. My brain is a little weird.
No, but I get that. I get that. It's got to be this like absolute,
It
because
just
your
doesn't feel
life has
real.
changed, you know? It
Yeah.
has.
It's
Uh
changed, and then it's changed in some ways, and then I'm fighting to make sure that it stays the same in most other ways, honestly, because at the end of the day, I'm an artist. I love to tell stories, and I want to, you know, keep doing that and work with really cool people. That's it. That's what it is.
that's what it boils down
Yeah,
to. Yep. So you and
yeah.
Dylan O'Brien are the two runaway breakout actors from Teen Wolf so far, right?
Wow. I mean, look, that's amazing to be put with Dylan. I mean, God, he's such a cool dude. He's so talented. I mean, I think I can think of a few other really talented people
Oh,
that came from Teen Wolf as well. I mean, but hey, that yeah, I mean, the Teen Wolf was such a great time for me. It was like my school. I got cast as a guest star. I think I only was promised one episode, and they kept bringing me back, and it was huge at the time, and still people love it. I got to come onto that show, and it was toward the end of the show, and it was really a lower stakes kind of environment. Like everybody kind of knew what the show was, and you know, it was a little, say, a little like campy kind of, but like it was really fun, and like really, you know, there was a lot of people, we loved working on it together, and we were able to just have fun. And so I wasn't like a main character, I was kind of like a supporting role, so I got to sort of step back and watch and learn from all these people. It's where I learned about like how set works and what all the different departments do. And you know, there were plenty of really experienced actors that I got to work with. So I mean, that time for me, and being on that show for however many, it was like 28 or 30 episodes or something, that was such a blessing. It opened so many doors for me, and in some ways, like, you know, let's say, uh, like 7, 8 years later, I don't know how long it's been after Teen Wolf, like getting Obsession now, I'm just like so glad that it happened like right now at this point in my life. I feel like I'm ready, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny. I watched all your season 5 episodes last night.
Really? Wait.
Yeah,
Oh no.
I did. No, and yeah, yeah,
I look 12 years old. I look
you
12 years old.
you did look 12 years old, but you could see the promise. It's like it was
Aw.
there. It was fascinating. I'll be honest, I fast forwarded just to your scenes.
That's okay. That's probably what my friends did too.
Yeah. But it was really, really interesting, like seeing you that young and, you know, what it looked like you were capable of after having seen Obsession. So, I'm just
Yeah,
I'm just
thank
so
you.
happy for you. I really am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So my last question to you, because we were talking about it, and I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you what your, I don't know, pick a number favorite movies are.
Okay, I'm gonna just pull up my thing. Well, I can tell you off the top of my head. Okay, I won't say Obsession. That's cheesy. But if it wasn't my favorite movie, it's my favorite movie right now. I'm so proud of it. I don't actually know how to find my list, so I guess I'm gonna wing it. This is the one that just popped into my head. When I was a little boy, I loved The Iron Giant,
Oh,
the animated film.
yeah.
It was just about friendship and like a young boy who maybe like didn't fit in and sort of found a friend. I watched that movie really kind of shaped me when I was younger. I just like I'll always remember like I just loved that movie. So that's kind of an interesting one. Um, one of my favorite movies ever that I watched over and over growing up was 28 Days Later.
Oh, I love that
It
movie.
almost became my comfort movie, which is such a weird thing to say about such a dark film. But it was just the tone and obviously the incredible performances. And um, it was, and I love horror and I love like zombies and things. I've always wanted to do something with zombies, or zombies. They're not called zombies. They're whatever they're called.
What? Yeah.
Fast zombies. Yeah, runners, whatever. I don't know. But I just love the tone of that. And another movie that comes to mind that I just always really loved was Children of Men.
Oh God,
Um,
what Clive Owen?
yeah,
Oh
right.
man, yeah.
The long take in the car with the ping pong ball with yeah, that was just incredible. And then let's see. Um, what else comes to mind? Oh, one of my guilty pleasure movies, Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
it's actually a really
love
good
that movie.
film.
I
Yeah.
love that movie. I
Yeah.
love that movie. Like it's so commercial, but it's so good. It's like the Top Gun Maverick. It's like so commercial, but it's so good. I love that movie. Let me think. I have one more for you. This is probably, I don't know if I can say my all-time favorite movie because like it kind of shifts around, but one of my all-time favorite movies, Silence of the Lambs.
Oh my God.
I there's some things that maybe in it that are a little controversial, of course, that I know about, but like honestly, like that film, the performances in that movie, the directing, everything about that film and that movie was incredible. Yeah,
Jodie
but I love
Foster, Anthony
she,
Hopkins, those
man.
scenes.
Amazing. I also love
Yeah.
Misery with Kathy Bateson. I love that was like one of the movies that like was one of my movies for obsession. I'm like Fatal Attraction, Misery, and everything. So yeah, I'll keep going. You gotta tell me to shut up.
It's a great list. I could talk to you forever and again, I'm thrilled for you. I'm so happy to see that you've got your head on straight.
I think so.
Yeah, which is weird because I'm using the word straight. Uh,
I know. I clocked that. I was thinking of a joke. I was like, let me say if there's a joke, but I'm like, probably just leave
yeah, I'm leaving it too.
it.
I want to thank you for
We'll
taking
leave
the
it up to
time
the
out.
comments. They'll come up with something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, probably, right?
Yeah, and I'm not
Actually,
reading them because I'm not reading comments anymore.
no, and try to avoid a lot of social media because
No,
not
it's
all of
fun.
it,
It's
but.
Nah, I'm gonna keep reading. I can It's fine. It's really fun. Hey, look at it again. It's so cool to be like to be able to work on something that like sparks so many conversations. I mean, that's like it's so cool. Yeah. But
At the end,
anyways, thank you so much.
thank you, and enjoy
Yeah.
this. Continue enjoying this time, and have a great time at the concert tonight.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate it. Okay, take care.
Ciao.